So you liked it, go figure.
I like it.
He was middle of the pack, go figure, and I hated it, go figure. You guys could have predicted.
I mean, literally, that's like that. I mean, we could wrap up the podcast today because that's our podcast in a nutshell.
I'm
usually here.
I think I'm just.
This is how we can do. We can really just start picking the topics like this. Like put out a topic and then
I'm the bad guy.
let him pick one. Let him pick his opinion on the topic. I'm going to be the far opposite of whatever that opinion is, and you're just going to be somewhere gray in the middle.
I think it's come so.
Stop.
No,
but you're hot and cold on everything.
No, I'm not.
You are.
He lets his bias control all.
No, I don't. I stand my ground.
He lets his bias. He hates people when he has biased people. So when it's arguing that,
some people are disgusting.
Okay, so there we go. Like I said, he hated this Drake song.
But you are a hot cold man.
But hot cold man means what?
You're just in the middle. You're just
hot cold is literally not the middle. Hot cold would be hot cold.
Yeah, we're hot and cold. He's lukewarm.
Okay,
you're
lukewarm.
I don't know.
You're neutral boy.
You're neutral man. You're gray boy.
In fact, when you make shirts tomorrow, make neutral boy. Barnacle man. Yeah, barnacle boy.
Gray man just have a block square gray.
Yeah, you're barnacle boy. I'm mermaid man and you're neutral.
Yeah, you're to the invisible boatmobile.
SpongeBob is not neutral.
But if we was all SpongeBob characters, you'd be Squidward.
Facts.
No,
you're Patrick for sure. You're Patrick for sure.
Everybody thinks you're the Patrick of the show.
I do think I'm the dumb one. Y'all are so
and
fool.
That's really, it's really not true.
Because has multiple people asked you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, the good thing about it is?
You know the truth.
And they're fools. So, like,
but I don't see how people are perceiving you as the dumb friend.
Because I got to on this podcast. Duh.
But I don't understand. Like, there's nothing that you... I mean, I guess it's you staying neutral so many times, it seems like you don't
It's like, does he have anything to say?
Yeah.
I don't think
like,
he
probably...
You Wumbo, he Wumbo, everybody.
Yeah, but y'all got me fucked up. I was never Squidward. I'm Plankton, evil genius.
He's the, but you are Plankton.
So you're a B-list character.
Plankton literally was the furthest thing from a genius. Right. He tried his whole 20 seasons to get the fucking recipe. And
got Plankton fucked up.
And you're a B-list character.
Stop it. Plankton was the... B-list. No, Plankton was... Wait, what?
There wasn't way more after the Plankton.
There's no...
You watch SpongeBob growing up?
Y'all know nothing. Y'all know nothing. Plankton was more vital to that show than goddamn Squidward.
What?
They had Squidward move away like twice in that show. No one gave a fuck.
No, well, actually...
the whole episode revolved around it.
No one really gave a fuck. No one really gave a fuck. Squidward was quite...
All I know is Plankton let Mr. Krabs check him on a multitude of times. Bad.
Mr. Krabs
stomped on his weak ass. Get the fuck out of my way.
But now stomped on him so bad and they said, did you guys hear something?
Stop. Y'all got Plankton fucked up, bro. He got inside of SpongeBob's brain and controlled it with the little remote. Y'all forget a whole bunch of episodes where Plankton had
but he still got it wrong.
No, and he finessed. He made SpongeBob sign that contract to work at the Chum Bucket. Signed his soul over.
Yeah, that's when they had that banger.
SpongeBob got bangers.
No, he said a patty.
Is a patty.
Is a house.
When there's nothing there.
So what we got to talk about in episode 21, fellas?
Man, episode 21.
Episode 21 of the Noahidols.
We already covered Swan.
This is your host, Joe.
We already talked about
This
Swan
is your host,
today.
XX Troublesome.
Yes, I'm
Give us some bars, because I went back earlier today and gave
you know 6 years ago.
Untestable.
That was not that song, nigga. It was called Made You Look.
Oh, yeah. Made You Look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book.
There was a top 10 list going around.
All day rapping. That's what it was.
There's a top 10 list going around Springfield, a top 10
First off, the top 10 rap list in Springfield is pathetic. Like, there's like 10 rappers in
it don't matter. We ain't see our name on the list, and they had us fucked up. So we had to drop a little freestyle.
I heard a lot of Rebel in the Jungle from my verse Untouchable.
I heard a lot of shit about my verse on Untouchable. And what do you got to say to that?
No, you didn't. You didn't hear anything. You literally didn't hear anything.
Am I crazy in my brain? I made shit up.
But I've made
you
up.
You literally made up in your brain. Made yourself mad.
But you ain't never did that?
You ain't never.
I done made up.
No. That's rap shit. You can't relate because you ain't a rapper, nigga.
But he's wrote a bar. You wrote bars before.
No, he ain't.
He's a liar. He's a liar, bro.
He's not good at that.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. But you've never been sitting down and.
I never tried.
You're a liar.
I never tried.
Do it right now.
He can't.
No, I'm not saying I can't.
Give me 4 bars.
Good. Yes, I could. What are you talking about?
Everybody tried to rap.
I done told y'all, if we made a challenge where we all three had to write a song, structurally, my song would shit on y'all's.
That's neither here nor there. The fact is, I could do it.
It wouldn't be good.
I didn't say it wouldn't.
Yours wouldn't be good. No, I wouldn't say that, because I know. But that's neither here nor there.
No, I've never tried to rap.
My point is...
Enough of that.
You wrote a rap before.
Can we have rap talk here?
You're a liar, bro.
He's never wrote a rap before.
Don't talk.
Not since I've known him. And
they split shit all the time. I've never
tried to get him. He's always.
Why not?
He thinks we're embarrassing.
I don't.
Because can you hear him rap? Because we asked him to rap, he would get so flustered.
That's probably true. And no, that's not true. Cause I can clown rap.
Rap your favorite Lil Wayne verse right now.
Yeah, I've heard you like freestyle, like
like clown, like funny shit.
See, I've never heard you do that. Let's do it right now.
No, not like if you put the light on it.
Yeah,
But
and I got to have a couple brews in, smoking, like everybody.
Shit, like if we're hearing a song, he'll remix a song.
Yeah, right.
Type shit. Like I want to see your titties, shit like that. Like let me see your nipples.
So you were the original titty boy.
Yeah.
You were the original titty boy.
But let me get into my rap shit.
Oh yeah. My bad. This is your day, King. My fault.
You know, this is rap shit.
My fault.
So we heard that list, and then we had to kick in the closet, get in the booth.
Side note: XX Troublesome is a dope rap name.
No pun intended.
I'm gonna be real.
No pun intended. They literally went in the closet and recorded in our pathetic closet.
And that's why it sounds so low quality. Because if the quality was there,
it really sound bad.
Yeah, I know.
I listened to it today.
My bars would have been hitting.
What was the one bar Sonny had that I loved? Something about
he got washed.
Something on the.
You got washed. Twice now.
What was the bar about the lines on the kitchen floor or something?
Oh, versatile. Something about versatile.
Bruh, I don't know, but
we all know Sonny's best song. We're not about to sit here and talk about Sonny's best song.
Why not? Big ups to Son, though.
Yeah, big ups.
It's Black History Month.
Yeah,
but first off, no.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
Second off,
and we seen him come out on top. Danny G is the best rapper.
Facts.
Yeah, duh.
Yep.
I mean, Sonny could have.
Danny G needs to make a song like a King Kong type of song, pounding his chest and
say, "Fuck you, Sonny." You could never fuck with me. That's what he needs to get on. Sonny hears that like, ooh. Sonny's pathetic. I done told him that time.
Yeah, Sonny could have had that torch, but whatever. Niggas don't know how to stick their chest out.
People don't remember Sunny
Sundays.
Sundays.
Like who?
Like me.
Sunny Sundays?
And just not,
Sunny Sundays would have been that's hard.
It was a thing.
Was it?
It was supposed to be.
Yeah. We had a whole group chat.
Oh, y'all did have a pathetic thing. You must have to be a little man or something.
We called him P. Diddy.
I do remember that.
Shane Diddy.
I backed out.
Wow, I remember that.
Well, he was pathetic.
Yes.
So you know about managing?
Shane was trying to be Rory. What in the fuck? Okay, we introduced the podcast.
Oh, my bad. This is your host, Joe.
Yeah.
He already did that.
The artist XX Troublesome.
Yeah, and 007. James Bond, Billie Eilish.
You know, I'm about to get
what
back
is that
on my
real
rap
quick,
shit.
though? What's a divided home?
That's
a divided home. It's a topic. We don't got to get into it. I mean, we can get into it right now.
Yeah, I want to. I don't know what TR means.
Where'd you want to go to?
Nothing.
Oh, we're going to go to a divided home?
That's what we're going to.
Oh, my God.
A house is not a home, like my man Luther said.
What's TR?
So, it's just a little something. That's how my brain works. I have to put a little something down to remember. It's short for Trump.
Oh, come on.
We ain't got to talk about Trump.
Yeah,
but somebody brought up the point. I was talking, I can't remember who I was talking about or talking with. But could you imagine if you were in a relationship with your wife, right?
Well,
or I'm sorry, you were in a marriage with your wife, right? For mad years. And election comes up and she votes for Trump. But she's a MAGA. And you're in the house with her. And you're just like, nah.
But how would you not know that?
Yeah. I guess he said mad years and people can't change.
Mad years, yeah.
But I mean, shit like that, that's when my marriage will come to an end. And I'm not even talking about like just because you vote for Trump, but it'd be like if our morals and our views on this world are that opposite.
That's what it was. It came about when we were watching Gun Girl, and I was thinking like, what if he was a real black man, like not MAGA,
right?
Because if you can't be a real black man if you're MAGA, but that's a side point. And then that was your wife,
right?
So it was just something I was just thinking. I was like, but then it just made me think about how many times people are divided homes like that.
And what's crazy is
a lot of people
always say don't speak politics.
With religion. Like this just boggles my mind.
Oh yeah. People always say don't speak politics.
Yeah.
But when I was
politics,
younger,
religion, or
but it's crazy. Politics will have motherfuckers ready to come to blows.
Yeah, that's why you're not supposed to talk politics in certain places. You're not supposed to talk.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to
at Thanksgiving.
What is it? Religion, politics, and what?
And something else.
Yeah,
it's religion, politics, and
that was just like kind of off limits for
maybe money. Something that finances. I can't remember. It's something like that though. But anyway, it wasn't nothing big. But I was just thinking.
Yeah, fuck him.
If I could even.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's a fact. But
not really.
He's gonna win again.
He's gonna win again.
It makes me sick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be Bernie, and it's like Bernie's not winning.
Everybody's dropping out. Yeah, Bernie's not winning.
I mean, we're in the primary, so
if Hillary Clinton was running this year, she would win. Like with all the shit he had against him, like because she really won popular.
No, she won.
They're not voting for her.
She won popular votes last year.
The country is more there is some voter regression or voter regret on Trump, but there's a lot more people that are like, I see like
They're still like, we still wouldn't have voted for Hillary anyway.
No, the court of public opinion is changing on Trump right now. So
I'm saying I don't think there's anybody who didn't vote for Trump the first time thinking now like,
Yeah, there is. Yeah, like the court of public opinion on Trump is like starting to become outside of the culture that we exist in.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that were still like not inside of hip hop culture or whatever, but still didn't vote for him just off of his morals. Is starting to say like I watch podcasts and just other people and they say he's not the greatest of man, but like you can't deny what he's done as a president. Like from a business aspect, like the economy's booming. Yeah, but I'm just telling you.
No, I know, but my bad. I'm just talking.
Those people are still going to vote. Like he's gained.
Yeah,
it's harder to beat him now. It's going to be harder to beat him than it was the first time.
Because the economy is thriving. And that's just not a...
thriving.
You just can't argue the fact.
His morals and shit is out the window, but we don't care about morals.
He's going to be like Ghost off Power. Y'all don't know, but Ghost on Power, his last episode, he was going around telling everybody, you can't fuck with me. Like
he's doing it now.
He was but I know, like, that's what I'm saying. Donald Trump literally, y'all can't, he kept saying, I'm untouchable. And then he got
you don't see it, like, bro.
Donald Trump's going to get assassinated. He heard it first.
I don't know, because God, why I don't want to talk? This is my fault. My bad.
I know,
but I do it to myself. But his whole it's the Trump. It's the Trump house now. Like anybody that speaks like when he. But what people don't realize is once he beat the trial, right? We just slapped him on the wrist.
Not even that.
And now anybody that goes against him, he's been slowly getting them out of office. Right. So now it's literally these people in his house, people that are if you're not a part of the Trump campaign. He literally
be live tweeting because the Democratic debates be on. They've been on for the primaries and stuff, and he just be tweeting like, and he be clowning like, he be like, "This is who y'all's gonna like. These are the clowns.
These are the clowns that you put up against me.
Like they can't fuck with me. Like Bernie."
I know.
Niggas on a ventilator.
Bernie.
The bitch.
Donald Trump's he's gonna die. I'm telling y'all.
Donald Trump is gonna what?
Die.
What?
His old ass gonna have a heart attack.
Bernie's gonna die.
Yeah, if Bernie won, he would have a heart attack from that. I won.
Or I mean, if Bernie in a scenario, I mean, we can get into.
Can we get our old swag like a Barack back or like
no
those days are long gone.
Not even Barack. I'm saying I want like a 50 or like a younger.
Who's a boss?
Andrew Yang was the only younger boss.
He got we knew that was a long shot.
Yeah, he ran out of money. Literally.
Yeah.
Imagine running out of money.
And he just, I was going to vote for him, but could you imagine him being the leader?
You were not going to vote for him. You weren't going to.
Yeah, I wasn't going to vote.
I know.
But
I know what you're saying.
He had my. Right. That's the one I like.
If you were to vote.
If I were to vote.
But I was about to say, I couldn't imagine him being the leader of the free world either.
Right.
He can't press the button. He ain't no boss like that.
Right. He's not.
If shit hit the fan, imagine him.
Man.
I look at niggas' hearts. Donald Trump got that. That's one thing he got.
He'll
press the button.
In a heartbeat.
I gotta think about it.
But it's a dumber reason.
Yeah.
He'll press the button because I'll do it. What?
But the leader of this world got to be a boss. You got to have some fear.
Okay, you want Kim Jong-un. Somebody that's offering people for having coronavirus.
He is a boss.
He's a boss. But
he's offering people for having coronavirus.
Has there been a lot of people?
I think 2. He's executed. Boom. And the one dude wasn't even sick. They tested me at a strand.
But it's like, you can't throw me in the quarantine and just like...
Nah, homie. Nah. You getting this...
Yeah,
you get my 4 nick to your temple.
We'll just take you out. But yeah, I was getting ready to say to Bernie, if Bernie ends up winning, they'll take him out. He ain't gonna die from a heart attack. But they'll
natural causes.
They'll poison him. Bernie would die if he became...
But nah, all jokes aside, when Trump won, it was like, okay.
I cannot believe we're going to have 8 years of him.
Yeah.
Like, it's been that long. It's gonna be 8 years.
And there's this thing I follow on Twitter. My dude Jordan hit me to him. Shout out Jordan. He it's like what's the word I'm trying? Because you know how they say on record, this happened, but then they're gonna also say off record. They can't say no names or whatever, but they say off record. It's like a lobbyist. It was like multiple Republicans have stated. We wanted to convict Trump, but we didn't want to lose our jobs.
Right, yeah, I've heard that too. They were scared to lose a job.
He's got his finger on.
I'm about to say
he's got his thumb on hip hop and his foot in the
back of the Senate's ass.
And Trump
really
gets the
does.
last laugh.
And I just always imagine him like getting in the shower, no homo, like getting in the shower naked, and like with it's just orange, and just like
After a long day.
That's what I'm saying. Just getting his dick sucked. I'm just thinking, you are disgust. Like
I love him.
But Donald Trump,
I am infatuated with Donald Trump, bro.
Donald Trump, he's so disgusting.
He's so disgusting and idiotic that I love him.
That's how me and Zach and everybody was talking about. I was like, I don't like Donald Trump, but Donald Trump's always been a clown. Like, if Donald Trump wasn't our president, he'd still be fucking clown Donald Trump to me.
Right.
Like, it's just the fact that he's our president now, so it's like,
Right, what are you doing?
I don't know, right? What are you doing? Hold on, what are you not? What?
All right, you're turning this into a shit show.
Yeah.
So enough with politics.
But yeah, anyway.
Oh my God, this podcast is Drake and politics.
Drake, we haven't talked about Drake and politics in a while.
That's because y'all banned me from doing it.
Yeah, thank
I
God.
banned myself.
Yeah, you too.
All right, John Legend.
This what you wanted.
This is what you wanted.
That's what we all wanted.
This is what you wanted.
What?
Nah, remember?
I don't know what's happening.
No.
didn't
fuck
see-
I don't know what's going on.
You got your wish.
Can y'all tell me what's
Don't act
going
like you
on?
didn't fund it.
Yeah.
Don't
I don't know what's
behind the
happening.
scenes.
Nah, Shane funded
You're
it.
peddling it.
I don't know what happened.
Shane, not Shane, see?
John
John Legend, he came
Legend.
out with a video today.
He's getting a shuttle bus.
Yep.
Free
It's
shuttle
not,
bus.
it's not free, it's tax.
Oh, for people that
Well-
need to get to the.
Yep. Free shuttle.
That's dope. That came out today.
Yep.
Yeah, he
That's
made
what's
that
up.
big announcement. So there you go. Now they can shut that Kroger's down.
You act like I was one of the people in the
No,
front.
no, he was. Shane said that if they get free shuttle, then
No, fuck that. Don't. That ain't what he said.
Shane did say that.
But
Okay,
even
well, there you go.
I said that on the podcast. I've never
Yeah.
said that. Like even
Right.
that was not my stance. I mean, I don't live there.
Now, other side, he probably found that out. Or he has family who surprised stays.
Yeah, his
He-
grandma-
This have been in the works.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
his mom and them still live off of.
That's
I
what
ain't
I'm
gonna say
saying.
where they live off of, but they live on
Yeah.
the south side.
Right. And they're probably not too worried
Right,
about
but-
getting, but it's a problem.
Yep.
So that's what's up. But he did it through TAC, which is a.
So yeah, give a little bit more context because I'm still. I mean, I know what you're. I don't know. I haven't seen the video.
It's a what are them things called?
Transportation.
No, like where people can go get a job. You walk in, get a job, put your application. in.
Like WIC, not WIC, but I know what you're talking about. It's down.
No, like
talking about
Express, like my dad be going to them all the time, holding.
Temporary.
Temp agencies.
Temp agencies,
Temp
yeah.
agencies. Yeah, it's a temp agency, but it's for like kids with Down syndrome, or not kids, but like grown adults with like people who can function, but they're not.
You know, together, King.
But yeah, it's for like because there was a couple people in the PNC Bank that used to work for TAC, and they used to pay like $4 an hour, and they used to do whatever. So I guess John Legend hired their buses to get free shuttle.
He did some bullshit.
So how long? Like,
That's why I don't.
just.
I don't know. I didn't. To be honest, I didn't even read the article. I saw everybody sharing.
That's what's
what
up.
it was. But yeah.
Shout out to John Legend.
Nonetheless.
JL.
The nigga that never does anything. Y'all shut the fuck up. He been doing shit.
Right.
Has he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Yes. I'm sure he has.
I always hear that, but also I feel like if you go anywhere where there's somebody that came from, they're like, well, he don't do nothing for us. It's like,
I know.
Man.
I'm sure they did something.
Because they didn't do that for you.
Right.
Or how about
Salty
do
boy.
something for your lazy ass selves, you disgusting pigs.
Man.
Y'all are. Do something for yourself.
Because when I get rich, y'all better not expect a goddamn thing.
No,
from
for
me.
real.
I mean, you should.
No, I'm saying.
But you'll get back to Springfield. No, you really won't because you're pathetic. But that's neither here nor there. Shane would. Shane might be the only one.
I'll give back in my own way. Telling people to get up off their fat, lazy asses.
You'll build a basketball court.
Yeah, I'll build, yeah. Or no, I won't do that ghetto shit. And I damn sure won't be bringing a Waffle House to the South Side. So don't expect
Yeah.
that.
Anyway,
And
this is
y'all
not
ain't-
the Springfield podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't getting a Chick-fil-A.
But yeah,
Because
that
we
was-
don't even live here no more.
But yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. But that was big
So
news.
Y'all got 60 days, Moses.
That was big
and
news.
then you're already evicted. All right, so let's get in on.
Do we really want to talk about Young M.A. and what she has to say about?
Nah, I just put that on there.
No,
it's
yeah,
funny.
we do.
Just because she's pathetic. I would figure we could laugh at her old.
No, but that's
ass.
not what she said.
No, she said that R&B music
Mhm.
is lacking. Correct? Dead.
No,
This
no,
ver-
no, no. She
It's really
did,
not.
but she
It's a crazy
said
thing.
I
she
know.
said and her point is legit. But like Joe and them was saying, I think she's in the wrong direction. She was saying there's no balance in music. She said, well, R&B used to be great. There was a balance in music, like on the radio and stuff like that, and mainstream music. There was that balance of you had good ass rap and good ass R&B. So music. She's saying that rap is way outdoing R&B right now.
I wouldn't say that.
It's the other way. She's
Yeah,
going
I was
crazy.
going to say.
Rap has been like,
R&B,
like,
we got so many good,
R&B is the best it's been in forever.
Right.
Yeah. Especially
especially in the last decade.
Yeah.
yeah, especially like not underground, but like
No, mainstream.
Yeah, that too. But I'm even talking about like there's a lot of good.
You hit me with 3
upcoming
people that I like this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of like
there's a lot of upcoming.
Upcoming is what I'm looking for.
Acts,
Upcoming R&B artists.
The R&B is hot right now. R&B
Yeah.
is what's it.
Yeah, that's not.
So
Yeah.
Young
the biggest the biggest music of the last since none of these heavy hitters have been like the Summer Walkers and Ari
Right.
Lennox
Sir.
and the Sir.
Lucky Day.
All that music has been big, so I don't understand. She needs to worry about other things.
Man, but you know what? All jokes
Right.
aside, Young and May would beat the fuck out of you.
Out of me?
Out of you. Like if Young and May right here, you would have you wouldn't have been saying none of this shit right now.
Stop. Why wouldn't I?
Because she'd be mugging the fuck out.
First off, I haven't said anything disrespectful, and I would check her. If she hasn't.
Yeah, he'd have dribble come out his piss. I mean, fucking.
I
Until
told
she
you.
pulls that 8-inch out the closet.
Yeah.
So you take Young and May.
She really had
You
men
take Young
saying
and May?
that.
I would choke slam her.
Because she outweighs you.
I would choke slam
Does she?
her.
How much did Young and May weigh?
He's like, Young Ma.
I would choke slam her.
Would you choke saying Remy Ma?
No.
You suck her titties?
Yeah, but she got smoked for me.
So how come she does but Young Ma don't? Young and May.
Because she's like 10 years old and she's pathetic. She's 5'5".
She's 5'5".
Yeah,
So she's your height.
56 kilograms.
She's an Aries. I would beat the fuck out
So
of her.
she's your height.
I would beat the fuck out of her.
What's 55 kilograms? Look at 56 kilograms. It's like, why wouldn't the fuck y'all just say...
I know,
Right.
like, come on, get with it.
You have the times, Google. 123.
Stop it.
You weigh 120. Y'all like the same size.
I'm 5'9", 153.
Stop! 153.
4 inches taller. I'm a big ass nigga to that little ass girl, that little ass dyke.
She's hitting you with an uppercut that's taking you down.
Stop it.
Oh, man.
I bet she smells like good cologne though.
I bet she does, too.
Yeah, she really probably does. Do say.
Yeah.
Like,
Do
good
say
ass
Palooza.
And she can steal all of our
It's
girls.
like, nigga, why you got
No,
good
she
ass
couldn't do
cologne
that.
You
on?
don't think?
No, fuck. I hate people say that. She's ugly as fuck.
Why?
regardless.
Why
I
couldn't she
don't
still?
know. I'm trying to think.
Why?
She could definitely steal one of your girls.
No, I mean, who's one of my girls? Like, what you're talking about, like a girl. I've
So
had
now
in the
he
past?
don't got girls.
No, I don't.
That's crazy.
I'm
saying. Whatever.
Go to. I don't know who you got, brother.
Riley?
Giannis or James Harden?
Oh, my God. This is what our podcast has come to.
Yes.
Giannis. And not on the hoop side, on the knocking Harden out.
They play.
Oh,
they
yeah,
play-
I get
they play
Harden.
Marcus
I don't
Giannis-
care about them hooping.
Giannis will beat the fuck out of James
Yeah,
Harden.
it wouldn't
Bad.
be close.
I hate James Harden.
I know.
Because I'm telling you what, Giannis knows how to throw flying knees.
Anyway, moral of the story was, let me give some context. Giannis was picking the All-Star team, didn't want James Harden because he said he didn't pass, which he don't. James Harden was getting interviewed by Rachel Nichols.
But this has been like the third ongoing thing a little bit.
Well,
last
they've
couple
been-
weeks.
yeah,
Yeah,
they've been
that wasn't the
beefing
only
for
thing.
years now.
I saw
Since the MVP.
old videos where like James Harden, like Giannis was airballing James Harden was playing around like.
Yeah, they've
watch
been
out.
beefing since the MVP.
Well, you
I
don't
didn't know
remember when Giannis threw the ball real hard at James Harden's head?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're saying they pulled that clip back. He said he did it on purpose.
Boom, but he threw that hard.
They've been beefing since Harden got voted by the players the MVP, remember? And
Yeah.
Giannis won, and James Harden came out and said that. he
But I
should
like
win
when beefs
MVP.
escalate.
Yeah, well, James Harden, what he
'Cause
said
now it's
was,
hitting tier 3
James
beef.
Harden said that
starting
all
to-
Giannis can do is not hard when you're 7 foot. You just don't. You're at that athletically good. Basically, what anybody who watches basketball
Pause
knows
real
anyway.
quick. Pause real quick though, because people keep hearing that. People hear that and they take it like. I hate when people take things so literal. It's like y'all know what he was saying though.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious.
He wasn't saying that he doesn't have no skill. He's in the NBA.
Yeah,
Like they
right.
wasn't like.
Yeah.
But people were really saying like he don't have no skill.
Yeah, anybody in the NBA has skill.
He can't dribble. He can't. Guys,
Yeah,
relax, guys.
but I mean,
But-
James Harden had a valid point.
He does have a
But
valid
to me,
point.
it was just like James Harden, you.
You shouldn't be the one to say that, but he has a valid point.
But James Harden, you shut the fuck up
That's true.
because you're the worst superstar. You're the worst. The only reason
Do
you're a
people
superstar is because
consider
you
Kyle
forced
Lowry a
35 points.
superstar?
No!
Fuck no, Kyle Lowry.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I hate that he's an all-star.
He's a perennial all-star. Is he not a perennial all-star?
He's not a superstar. Nowhere near. No.
Okay,
He's
I'm
not
just
Kyle
saying.
Lowry. Nigga can't get shit popping off in the club.
Fuck no.
Kyle Lowry
Look at his
walking-
ass beating the cat. Who the fuck you, little man?
The bouncer beat the fuck out of Kyle Lowry. Kick his ass out.
Real shit.
Beat the fuck out of Kyle Lowry. He don't get shit
Be
popping
cool
in
for
the
you to
club.
stomp
Nigga,
and pull it
Giannis
out
go
the
to the
party.
club, get shit popping. James Harden go to the club, get shit popping.
That's a fact. You're right.
But James Harden's like the worst superstar. We gonna agree on that.
Yeah, but he's big. He's big at
Like
the
with the
strip.
Kawhis, the LeBron.
We'll find out very soon how big he is in the strip clubs at a certain city.
in
That's a
Houston,
fact.
and that's a fact.
He's real.
But
big
I
in
don't
the
want to
strip
see
club.
his
Is he?
ugly ass.
That's
Yeah,
That's his
does.
place?
Yeah,
Yeah,
straight,
that's why people hate like
rappers
outside
are,
of NBA niggas know in the industry like hip hop. They be like, you ain't been here. You don't never hear Joe and them talk about him. Yeah, he got a reputation.
I've been hearing him alluding to people, but I've been trying to put a couple people together.
They hint to it. Like James Harden be at the strip club before getting. That's why he be having bad performances.
That KD
like in the playoffs.
Was the funniest shit of all time. Remember that? And they were talking about KD.
Yeah.
They were trying to do it so subtle. Yeah. And then I was just like,
people come to New York and just steal your girl.
And they were like, nah, he's a sniper. No, he's a real sniper.
They go him 30 feet, 35 sniper.
Man, that was some funny ass shit. What else do we got to happen this week? Not much happened this week.
Hold on.
Yeah, did we close that? Did we
close on Giannis and Harden?
Yeah. You gave context and then we did.
I remember. I thought I had something to say about that.
Yeah, I gave y'all my take that James Harden is the last person to criticize anybody's game.
Yeah, he's the last person to say, but he has valid points.
Because he's made basketball. The Rockets are the worst team to watch in the NBA by a lot. All they do is shoot threes. I literally watched the possession the other day. They got 4 from 3 rounds. 5 threes. Like, all the time, kick it up. PJ Tucker.
Harden. It's like the worst
Russell.
shoot threes.
PJ Tucker.
It's like, none of them got pretty forms.
Like, it's like, y'all, they're the worst basketball team to watch. James Harden is ruining basketball.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people rolling over in their grave.
Speaking of that, how y'all feel about Kobe crossing up Oprah?
Oh, bro, that shit is
gotta be the
hilarious
shit on the internet right now.
First off, because how the fuck that's what she gets. That's like, she like fell
You heard him at the jazz club, you heard like the noise from the foot. I was fucking crying, bro.
Hey, if I was doing Oprah front
you internet niggas is top one, bro. You internet niggas is funny. I don't know.
Yeah, she bit too.
Bruh, she made that. She said, oh. Like, get your pathetic ass up, Oprah.
Don't go for it.
Yeah, don't reach.
Yeah,
Kobe
fucked her up.
He's still teaching people lessons.
Man.
You reach, I teach.
Stephen said that video was
old. Yeah, that was old. So
with that 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That happened last year. I don't know why
the case happened, but the body cam footage just got released. Is what they said on Shade Room.
Okay, that might be true. I just remember
the case was out, but the body cam footage just got released.
Okay, so what were we talking about?
I didn't really even know any backstory on it. I just saw it and I wrote it down, but it looked like some 6. If y'all know more about the story,
I only saw. So yeah, I saw a 6-year-old. It looked like she was in school.
It looked like she got in trouble or something.
Yeah, she was in school.
I know a little bit that she got escorted away and put in handcuffs. I know that the police officer was fired.
Was he?
He was fired because that you're not allowed to arrest anybody under 12 without permission from your supervisor. So I guess he didn't get that. I guess the reason
they were doing it as a joke. It was one of those things where
scared straight.
Yeah.
Well, I can see. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I guess that she was 6 years old. I mean, and she was like acting a fool in class, throwing shit,
and they just kind of like he arrested her, but it blew up and he got fired. I mean, he shouldn't have done it. I mean, you don't. That's not a joke.
Not when they're 6.
Not when they're 6. It's not something like.
And I was gonna ask y'all what type of mental, what does that do to your sight as a 6-year-old? Do you think it does?
I've never had handcuffs on. So
I mean, I'm sure it does, but
yeah.
So I'll give you context for me. One time I got in trouble in second grade. I was talking. They
slapped them on you?
No. I was talking in class. Just talking. I think I might have been talking to Khalil. Shout out Khalil. Got me arrested my first time. But we were talking in class, and I was always a good student. I would never get in trouble. But the teacher told me stop talking. I went and pulled a card. I used to pull a card, pulled it off of green. If I ever pulled a card off green, I was coming home, even if I was on yellow, I was getting torched by my mom. Bad idea. But she called my mom because I wouldn't stop talking for some reason. My mom comes up to the school, snatches me out of class, and takes me downtown, and fake takes me to prison. I still remember. I remember I was begging her on the way down there.
Dramatic. That's dramatic.
You have no idea.
Because for me as a parent, if I'm 2nd grade, I mean, I guess that's kind of good parenting, especially if you remember and if it helped you anything. But for me, if I had a 2nd grader right now, and I took him out of school, I'm not going up to jail. I got shit to do.
Right.
I'm taking you home your ground. I'm about to beat the fuck out of you.
Snatch me out. Now that I look back at it, now I'm just like, that was so set up. You called my teacher, said you was about to. She called down the juvenile court center. She was like, I'm taking you down. We're going. We went inside. Talked to the lady. The lady my mom was like, no, I want him to sit here all weekend. She was like, I can't remember what day it is. She was like, but you're going to sit here.
You was crying?
Crushed.
I know.
Crushed.
Now.
And I can see him now, his little braided chain.
And then so we were in there. We were in there, please, not at 2nd grade. I was crushed, bro. Crushed. But we went in there, and the lady was like, ma'am, unfortunately, like they faked to me back there, ma'am, unfortunately, we can't take him in. And like, I don't know what you want us to do. My mom was like, whatever. Took me home and beat me, bro. And
No, don't say beat.
Okay. I don't know if you ever got beat.
You've got beat.
I'm just saying, don't say beat for the sake.
Nah, that ain't my mom.
She whooped you.
She whooped me with a belt very violently.
Okay.
But I mean, I did that. So stuff like that to me, when people be talking about like you shouldn't whoop your kids or you shouldn't, I remember every single time in my life I've been whooped like that.
And you can't relate.
I remember it. There's only probably been like 6-7 times like that.
Yeah, I've only been whooped like twice.
That's pathetic.
And but it was pathetic whooping. But one, I've been whooped more than that. I'm just saying like the ones I remember. And the only one had me fucked up. When I was like young, like 2nd, 3rd grade, I got whooped all the time. Well, yeah, that's swag. Yeah,
but
swag. Don't trip. Hey, this is my last podcast with the beard, so it was a good ride. I know. I do it all the time.
Okay, but anyways, the only thing that I remember, I mean, I don't give a fuck if that girl is traumatized. I mean, I just don't care.
Bro, you're wild.
He's so
he says the wildest stuff.
How is that wild? I'm just saying.
Because,
I mean, girl, you're 6 years old. You should be smart. I mean, when I was
that's what I'm saying.
When you were
bro.
6, you were acting an ass.
Yes, I was.
Exactly.
You should have got beat more because you was acting like that in high school.
I was getting beat. I'm saying,
but it didn't do nothing to you.
Because
so that was my
I'm a man.
That was my more. That was more of my question.
I'm saying
do you
she
believe,
may be traumatized from it, but
do you believe stuff like that works? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think
that was my main question. I don't really care about
that. For her to not act out again?
Yeah.
No, because not now.
But hold on, real quick. So, would you say you're traumatized from that experience?
Nah, that's my point. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm saying,
like, I want to know what's.
I remember the feeling, and I remember like going back to class in school and not acting up.
What's the difference between a crucial memory like that in your a crucial memory that you always remember and being traumatized?
Traumatized is when. So that's the thing. I've never been afraid of. I've never been like
You had a healthy
afraid of my mom.
You had a healthy fear of your mother.
Right, but I also knew if I stepped out of line, I was going to get what I got.
No, that's a healthy fear. There's healthy fear.
Right, but then there's actual like fear, like afraid to even be around them. But I knew what time it was. If I got in trouble, it was raps. That's what I'm saying. The difference between stuff like that.
Well, who knows? They fucked her all up because it could have been a good moment, a good lesson for her. But now that it blew up, her parent is probably telling her like they did you wrong. So now she's probably going against the system. Fuck all that. The only thing I remember is getting punched by my dad when I got suspended one time, and it really wasn't my fault, and he really wasn't supposed to punch me. But like I don't even really remember.
A young lad.
Did you get whooped?
Yeah.
Like for real, not spanked. Like whooped.
Yeah, I don't think you understand.
I know. I'm asking.
Like the stories your whooping stories. Yes, I got my ass beat. Like I've been beat.
Not enough though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like did you get spanked or did you get? Like have you ever been spanked? That's wild to me.
No,
I've never been spanked.
It's pathetic.
No. Spanked is wild.
When I was little, but like,
I mean maybe when I'm like 2, but
I've never like got into like nothing crazy. Like my shit was. I've done got whooped with a belt and.
But my scenario. But would you
back, my like just like I was standing like fucked up, but it wasn't like, and I was crushed. But it wasn't it wasn't no crazy like me running, but like.
But that was the thing.
Like Damien, like I
didn't run.
But my friend Damien, like I never ran. My friend Damien, he was crazy because his mom would beat the fuck out of him. Yeah. I see it so like would take the belt and he would run.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And he would like run from her and go downstairs like high and behind the car. I'm like, you're making it worse, dude. Do you not understand? He would literally run from his mom with the belt. I'm like, yeah.
My mom was like Clint Eastwood.
And then you turned 8 and became a man fighting back and shit.
Well, no, not at that age. Sorry, I mean, you know, when you're a teenager, that's when it gets to. Like,
last time I've been whooped though was in 8th grade.
Did your mom ever whoop you?
Yes.
I just can't picture.
I've never been. When's the last time you got whooped? I remember the last time I got whooped. I lied in class. I tried to change a grade.
I was probably like 6th grade.
I don't know, because like all those years,
it was in 8th grade.
I just only remember like growing up.
You was getting whooped in 8th grade.
I tried to change a grade in school from
I
tried to change it. What did I try to change it from?
You get whooped in 8th grade. I was a grown ass man.
I tried to change like a.
I was 6'1".
I tried to finesse a C- to like a B, to like a B+.
Your report card?
Yeah.
Oh, she caught it.
Raps.
I told Mom, you're not whooping me. I'm a grown ass.
I mean, it's just
my mom smacked me and shit. Like my dad, like But I never got what.
In
eighth grade, I remember I broke down, brother. I had welts on the back of my legs.
Nah,
like my house, like with all my brothers and sisters, like we go through. It's like periods.
Y'all's house is probably chaos. So I can only imagine.
Well, it's not chaos, but it's we go through periods. Like I have so many different versions of my parents. I remember like. It's so weird because, like, sometimes, like I told y'all one time, like, I got suspended and my dad punched me, like, right when he got into the car, like, right in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Bow! Under nose, like, then I also have my versions of my parents that are, like, anti-establishment. So then, like, if I got suspended, they'd be like, fuck them. You don't need to go to that school anyway.
Hey, bro. His parents are his parents are clowns. Especially so, like, his mom would not care, but his mom would tell him to go to school and shit. His dad didn't give a motherfuck. Like, we would leave school and just call his dad, come pick us up from school at 10. Dad never asked why.
Sometimes it's like I went through periods where you just don't know. Like sometimes like my dad will be preaching out against, like anti-government. That's how my dad is. So he's like, they ain't teaching y'all shit. They just teaching y'all, white history and all that type of shit.
But that's besides the point, Dad.
Right. But I'm just saying.
I spit on somebody.
But I didn't do shit like that.
Yes, you did.
The reason why they didn't whoop me sometimes is because sometimes the reason why I got suspended was from what they taught me, is what I'm saying. So sometimes I was justified. Like, they couldn't whoop me because it's like, well, damn.
Yeah, your parents, from what I know, your parents have a crazy parenting.
It's like, how you going to whoop your son for shit that you've been teaching him? You see what I'm saying? So, like, they teach me to stand, like, y'all taught me to stand up if I felt like something.
Nah,
like,
but there's a difference, though.
Yeah, there is. Like, we would have a conversation, okay, bub, like, you still shouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. But, like, that's why I always tell y'all, like, I stand on principle because that's the way I was raised. Like, I've gotten suspended for fighting. Zuri McWhorter can attest to this. Like, a guy hit Zuri, and I fought the guy in school. Like, if there was somebody being bullied, I would say something to that's how I was.
But were there a lot more justified reasons for...
In my brain, almost 99, there was a few...
Right, but I'm saying...
Say what you're saying.
World, like... Not just fighting Stefan's head.
Well, hold on real quick, because he's going to be biased. Let me answer this real quick. What I'll say is, in his head, he probably was justified. Right. And there might have been something, he's an extremist. So he took it to an out of bounds where it's like, it did not cause for all that. Right. Like, he might have been in the right and she might have been wrong, but he just took it to the next level where it's like, you forced it.
Again, holding people accountable. So do you think that there were you should not have been suspended for some of the things? Or do you believe that... Sometimes there's righteous injustice.
I always knew. I always knew when I went. I was never that. That's why, like, all my principals and shit, like, they fuck with me. All my teachers and shit, I was still a teacher's pet because I would go to extreme measures, but, like, when I went to the office or anything and knew I was not the student that was, like, defending my action. I would just be in the office and I'd be like, okay, like, yeah, I get it. You got to suspend me. I would tell the principal, like, I understand, like, let's speed this up.
You're going to go home?
Because I want to go home. I would literally tell him, like, let's just hurry up. So I wasn't like the student that was just like, arguing like, no, fuck that teacher. She was racist. I'm never like the victim blame. Anytime I got suspended, I always took ownership of why I got suspended. There might have been 1 or 2 times where I'm like, nah, they did me dirty for real. Like, I did not do that. And that's why when I didn't do something, like when Firestone sent me out for saying that, I would get so mad because it goes against my character. Like, I'm like, nigga, I'm not the nigga that's gonna lie. If I cussed you out, I will let you know I cussed you out, and I will admit to it. So don't lie to the principal and say I did something I didn't do, because I'm not that nigga.
Because now you're about to get cussed out.
Now you're about to get cussed out, and I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, I can say there's definitely been times when we was growing up, I used to look at your parents like, damn, that's crazy how all this shit used to get away with and just shit. But I can say, that you have some good parents. Granted, all your siblings, all y'all principles and values and morals are good.
Yeah. I couldn't get away with it.
And honestly, that's what really matters. Like, in the end of the day.
Yeah, that's why I respect, like, I've always, like, said that I wish that we could have honed our knowledge and some of that shit, and I wish I could have been more structured in school, because I feel like I could have went far in school. Like, there's just no reason for me, with, like, the way I think, to be graduating with the grade point average I grad. You know what I'm saying?
But it also makes sense to me knowing you and the way you think why you would.
I know.
Yeah.
But, like, I wish I would have, like, and all my siblings, like, we are not dumb at all. You know what I'm saying? But none of us really got good grades. And we all kind of got in trouble in school. Like, kicked out of school, expelled from schools, had to go to alternative schools. But...
Well, I think
I still respect my parents all the more for it, like, because
So let me. I hope I don't get jumped by the Ivan family. But what? So if there's a repeat result of happening, something has to come back to parenting. That isn't a shot at parenting.
Wait, what do you mean?
But if everybody is going down the same path, one after another, something had to come from where something. You're producing the same result over and over again.
Right, but I don't think that they think that they're not ashamed with the result that they produce.
But you're speaking of it kind of from a shameful way. So I'm more speaking to you.
No, I mean, I said what I said, but again, I just said I respect my parents all the more for it because I never got to finish my point.
Well, you in school would have never been a thing.
Right.
And so, I mean, whether your parent, like, that's what I'm saying. I know Stephen, and that, like, you see him now, he get his attention span, like, with shit like he don't want to do at all, he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, he's on.
I just, like, the interest in what they were teaching.
Gary Vee.
The way I believe and what they were teaching were two different things. You know, so, like, I'm in social studies, and I'm learning all this shit that I believe is just simply not true. Right. I'm not the nigga to be like, that's not true. I'd never push my belief on anybody. You know, I'm not that nigga, but I'm also like, you know, I know what y'all are teaching me, and I'm learning something completely different every week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my interest in it wasn't there. But like I could take a quiz. I still know like history shit just because of the way I was taught. But I respect my parents all the more for it. Like I think me and my parents and all my brothers and siblings and stuff, our relationships with our parents are a lot more real than a lot of other people's.
How will you discipline your kids? And this is a question.
I'm gonna beat their ass.
But like realistically,
I think that y'all
like more context.
I agree with what you just said, but I think that's because your parents like that y'all was forced to grow up a lot quicker than.
Well, that's all I was
like they gave y'all they looked at y'all as grown when y'all was like probably 12.
Yeah.
Like when we was 13 when I met you, it was already like, Bub's fine.
Right.
Like you know, like Rose like
I'm gone for weeks.
Yeah. Like he would call like you would call like when you stayed at night or something, you'd call your mom like, hey, I'm at Hunter's, but you definitely forgot sometimes and it wasn't an issue.
Yeah, I've stayed over there for like
2-3 days and it was just like he's the same with Sheedy. Like he wouldn't have to check in. Like he wouldn't. I mean, they would like to and he would, but if he didn't, he's fine at 13. So I mean, granted, I was a little bit like that, but nowhere near how Stephens was.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting ready to say. Like our relationship with our parents are like I hear stories about and me and Rashid, and I've talked to Hunter about this. Like these new kids, like they can't go out with their friends. Like me and my brothers and sisters, we've always been like our parents could trust. I'm not saying they're right or wrong in this, but like we could go outside at any time and like run because they knew we were gonna. From how they raised us, they knew we were always gonna make the right choice. We were never gonna be kidnapped. We like none of that shit. That wasn't their fear. I'm not saying were they right or wrong or something could have happened, but like they could always trust that. Okay, what we taught them. They've installed, like you said, principle or morals. Like, we was not out doing no dumb shit. We was always the group of friends that would have been making the right choice. Now, we've done some dumb shit, but, like, for instance, I'll tell y'all this. We used to, me, Felix, and Rashid, we moved in on the Yellow Springs in 2004, so I was 8. Felix was only 4 years old. Rashid was, like, 6 years old. So I've known Felix for, like, forever, right? We used to, we became best friends, used to, like, no parental guy, we would, run the streets. But back in that time, we would, ride bikes and shit like that. That was all right back in that time. Yeah. But we came into contact with, like, this older guy. When I was probably about 11. His name was Macon. I still remember because I still kind of, like, it still kind of creeps me out. He started coming around every day on the weekdays and throwing football. He used to see us outside playing basketball and throwing football. He was an older man, probably, like, 27, something like that. He was cool, though. But it was kind of like, now that we think about it, it's kind of creepy. And he would just always try to be with us, always try to, like, go places with us and, like, throw the football with us and just, shit like that. Yeah. But me and Rashid was so savvy. Like, Felix probably didn't know. Felix probably would have got. He would have got if we weren't there. But me and Rashid kind of knew while we were hanging out with him still.
Like, watch news.
This weird-ass nigga, like, this nigga's weird, but like we still cool with him. But eventually we got mad one time. I can't remember what happened, and we kind of got into like an argument with him and start telling them how we really felt about him, and he just never showed up again. We called him like, you know, a pedophile and all this shit. He never showed up again. But we've always had older friends. Like I would, you know, anywhere around the block and on our neighborhood, like we was hanging out with like 20-year-olds and shit like that. We was probably 12, 13.
Yep. Can't relate, brother.
People thought it was weird.
Street lights came on.
In fact, that's how I know Jalen.
I better be in the crib.
We was like 11 and 12 hanging out with their parents and shit. Drinking and, you know, just doing dumb shit.
Drinking.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I ask my questions right, because understand I have respect for you and your family and where y'all come from, right? But when you say certain things, your point of reference to me is a little bit off. Mm-hmm. Because you say that your parents would trust y'all to make good decisions and they put good values and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they didn't bash. Well, not now.
Well, I mean, he just told me that they were out with smoking, like drinking and hanging out with 30-year-olds. And then he told me before, like, they would break into schools and throw rocks at, like, so I don't understand where your point of reference is coming from. But you have
stories like that too, though.
For sure. But when you're saying it like it was a thing.
I'm saying ultimately we've always known right from wrong, and like in any serious
I got you.
In any serious matter.
Just because you know something doesn't mean you always pick the right.
Right. Like,
I got you.
Like when we were
Some people are that age just ignorant.
We were so conscious of what we were doing. It wasn't like niggas. We have never been influenced to do anything. Mm-hmm. Like none of my brothers and sisters can be peer pressured.
I got you.
You know, that's the type.
Just
of shit
because you know right from wrong.
We knew right from wrong so much.
That you
ain't gonna choose wrong
I got
sometimes.
You. Some people that age are just naive,
I can say, you know, all my brothers
like
smoke. All my brothers smoke and drink, but I can guarantee you they were not peer pressured into it. It was a conscious decision that they made.
I feel you.
You know, they knew what it was. They knew the repercussions. We knew, even when we was 12, what we were doing. Like, all of my siblings are like that. We're very, very conscious in what we're doing. So we weren't peer pressured. No one could say, you know, here's a piece of candy, little kid. None of that shit was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We're not fucking fools.
Yeah, that is funny.
You know what I think of when I think of the acronyms? Acrobats. Y'all do flips everywhere. I don't know why. I think that's
do you think you're prone to peer pressure?
No, never.
No, I'm talking about with anything. Not just with, like, I'm talking about with anything.
No. Like, not at all. I've been just
I
not at all. I've always been kind of like.
But peer pressure.
It annoys me when people.
Peer pressure could be you changing up. Peer pressure isn't just like if someone hand you weed and you said no.
Like he talked about it. I think you might have talked about it last week. I'll let you go after this, but like he said, he got into a deep dive about him smoking weed, and he said, I never really talk about this, but like sometimes I kick myself because I know the real reason why I started smoking weed. He said I was just trying to.
Right, Stephen knows. I mean, Stephen was my only friend. Andre was smoking cigarettes in 13. I used to tell him you're disgusting. Freshman year, Cameron, like you. Other than Stephen, all of my friends, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, smoked weed. I didn't start smoking until my second semester of senior year, and it was just because I was just.
I'm gonna ask you a different question because my whole life I've known I was like a leader. Like my whole life, I'm sure that y'all too can identify with it. But my question to you is, maybe did you grow into that role a little bit later in life? Because to me, there's been so many scenarios like that where I'm like, I don't do stuff.
He wasn't always a leader. No.
Nah, I definitely did.
He was always still an alpha, but
I recognize that at a young age.
Nah, I wasn't a leader till on some real shit like 16.
When you said you started drinking or smoking when?
He was 17. We was damn near out of high school.
So
it was second semester.
To me, those contradict each other. If you let yourself get peer pressured into doing something just because everybody was doing it.
That's not why I started smoking weed.
I thought that was that.
No, I was telling my point
smoking a little bit. Before he started smoking weed, he's had scenarios where he smoked weed.
Yeah, I thought.
Nah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not like the first time you ever smoked weed.
I've never been peer pressured into smoking weed.
Yeah. No.
Okay, I thought that was what your whole point was last week.
No, that's not why I started smoking weed. That's not why at all.
So what was your point? I thought that's what you were just saying.
No, I was saying his first time smoking weed. I never got to finish my point. I was going to say, in comparison to his story, like his story last week, he was basically saying, like, the times he was smoking weed for the first time was he was just trying to be with that crowd or whatever. That's what he was saying. I was saying that scenario has never happened to me. Like, I've always been more so on your side. Like, I always would have been the odd man out in those scenarios. Like if my group of friends smoke weed, I'm comfortable being the odd nigga out. Yeah. I am now, everybody, all my friends smoke weed.
Matter of fact, I kind of was how Stephen used to, once every 3 months, he might hit some weed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's how, when I was like a freshman, sophomore, junior year, if I was like with Cameron and them, I might like hit the blunt one time, like, I'm cool. Or I was like, I used to stay at my bigger brothers and all that, they would smoke weed. I was just like, I don't really fuck with that. Same with drinking. Remember I just stopped drinking for 2 years? For 2 years.
Just recent.
I ain't drink a lit drink for 2 years. Every time I go to my family events, that's all they do is get fucked up. Everybody kept. I'm like, no.
Yes, get slizzard.
It just, especially when now my mind power over shit is crazy.
Hello, Mom. You're on the Joe Budden podcast. Hello.
You're on the Joe Budden podcast.
Hello.
The fact that he has a heart
Hello?
with Mom is hilarious to me. I didn't know he used.
Who's this?
Who's this? Only time this man's phone rings during.
Hello?
That's a fact. I've never seen his phone ring ever.
It's only during the podcast, bro. I swear.
I've really never seen your phone ring.
Motherfuckers call me constantly.
Lies. I've never seen it. He's the busiest man in the world.
It is so annoying. Man, that was a good little. Where the fuck? Oh, we got all on this on a topic that I didn't want to talk about.
Wrap it up this way. How y'all going to discipline your kids?
Yeah. So you'll beat the fuck out of them.
I was getting ready to say. I'm going to instill in my children the same morals and ethics that they instilled in my brothers and sisters. If I could get a son that thinks like me, and not thinks like me, but has my morals and my ethics and principle,
you'll be good.
I'm cool. But I will guide, and this is no shot at my parents, I will still steer my children a little. I will have a hand in my children's development a little bit more.
We're all talking about this now with motherfuckers with no kids.
With no kids.
Your mom has like 7 kids.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. During the time. To look back on, it's like
motherfucker, I gotta go to work.
Like, I had 6 other kids.
Right.
I had to go to work, gotta get to school. It's like, you got in trouble today? Shit, he got in trouble today? Like, what you...
I got dinner to make?
Right.
So it's like...
You're supposed to be grounded. You're supposed to be grounded.
Right. So having big families like they do is hard.
I can imagine.
And not to even mention all the other shit that I'm just day-to-day shit, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to all the parents.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, having a big family.
The kids turned out fine.
Yeah.
Fact.
I think that also contributed, having a big family, to why they could trust.
I think it's funny how I see, how I look at y'all family.
Yeah, because I will say, my older siblings were not parented how we were. Because I got, there's a big gap between, me. I'm the third youngest. So there's a big gap into my older siblings. So my parents probably had more hands-on. Some of my older sister stories are different than ours.
Your youngest are always more lenient every time. Yeah. Every parent,
But they could do that because I've always had my big sisters, if I was running the streets and stuff like that and something went down, I wasn't calling my mom.
Right.
I was calling my family.
Right.
My sisters and my brothers, hey, what's up? Type shit. Yeah. And they kicked us game too.
I was first born from my mom. So it was probably I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah, that's how it is.
You're
real strict on your first one.
Yeah, I got real strict as fuck on too.
My older sister, her story, some of her problems with my parents, because everybody has their own problems with their parents. Some of her problems with the parents is that she was have you ever watched Shameless? Mm-hmm. She feels like the Fiona. Mm-hmm. Not really to that extreme, but she always watched us. Right. When my parents was at work, my older sister was watching 8 other people. Right. So she never got to live her life. You know what I'm saying? She was 16 and in high school and stuff, but she was babysitting every day.
That's definitely a valid point.
Yeah, so
I couldn't imagine. I literally couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine having. My mom told me the other day. She was like, "Do you realize I had 2 kids by the time your age?"
I told you.
And you were 7.
I was talking about that with my grandpa.
So imagine me right now having a 7-year-old.
Yeah, I know that's crazy.
A 7-year-old.
But I feel like, I talk shit about not wanting to really have the hardship of having a kid. But I feel like if I just had one little nigga, I would have that motherfucker so tight right now.
Yeah, me too.
If I had a 7-year-old right now, that would be my nigga, bro.
Yeah, me too.
We would be together like fuck.
That's why I really.
But I can't do multiple. Oh my god.
And I want,
and I got to get past that early stage. I can't do the baby stage.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Because the shit that my brother is telling me, I'm just like, no way.
I pray I have a baby on my own time.
Yeah.
When I want to, and I'm prepared. Because I'm sure there's nothing worse than having
every 3
hours.
hours.
Like you're not.
Every 3 hours. Every 3 hours.
Yeah, that's wild.
I thought that was a myth.
Yeah. Man. Well, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but I would
probably get some questions.
Yeah, we can. I mean, you didn't?
What was that? What?
You didn't say he went.
Oh, I didn't say how. Yeah, the question was, how was I gonna raise my parent? How was I gonna?
Yeah.
How different? Oh, damn.
Oh, I forgot about the question.
Yeah, I did too a little bit. On some real shit, kind of the opposite of Stephen.
Less hands-on.
My parents were always like, I can never say my parents weren't ever there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I could never say. But I can say like my parents, they like I had to learn a lot of real world shit on my own.
Right.
To where I feel like Stephen, like and me knowing Stephen, me knowing his parents and shit, he got like cut clear driving when he's 4 years old.
Right. This is not real.
This
is real.
And with that, but just
everything. Sex,
everything. And granted, that comes with your parent. I mean, that comes with your whole family. And you have to put like my whole. I got my whole one side family. I don't even know my dad's, and then I got my whole mom's who's white. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yours was a little bit too politically correct for your liking.
Yeah, that and I mean, like I said, I had some good ass parents.
Yeah.
My parents are really good, like, you know what I'm saying? They did everything.
There's so many different versions of parenting.
They did everything they could for me.
I like the context of the room as far as like parents. Like you grew up, your parents had a pretty good relationship, married?
No, not married.
Not married, but
been together for 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, my parents are married. They've been married for 24 years.
24 years? Like, been together since you was like...
A year before I was together.
Yeah, see, that's wild. And my mom was 17 when she got pregnant with me by herself. So I can... The context is all different.
I know. Yeah.
So it's going to be different scenarios.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I said, I would just have them... Basically, so the question is how I'm going to raise my kids different than my parents. I don't...
Or maybe not even different. Because if you liked it... I mean, if you like...
No, he's saying he wants to do his own flip on.
And yeah, and I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own, and this is crazy. And to say like, I'm a lot smarter and more intelligent than my dad. My dad will tell you this. My dad is a street smart guy. My dad's never been. My dad knows this. My mom is smart as fuck, but my mom has been, fucked up for the past since I was 12, 13. That she's a total. Like I have two moms. No, all jokes aside. Like when I say that, I'm not kidding. Like you ask my Holden, you ask my Sid, it's crazy, bro. Like you didn't even know my mom. Like when my mom was like, you wouldn't even believe it, bro. I'm talking about bagged up.
Right.
Like teaching school, getting off, going to school till she was 9 o'clock, getting her master's. Like she was on her shit, and she drove herself to where she couldn't take it no more. She had a family. My dad. We weren't the best kids. Like that's why I be feeling for my mom so much more now than I did when I was in high school and shit. Because I was like, damn, like my mom. I didn't see my mom all the time. She would drive. We lived in Columbus. She would drive to Springfield every day, teach. Drive to like Dayton to get her master's and come home like every day, every Monday through Friday. I didn't see my mom at all because she was working or at school, and she got her master's and shit. And then, like I said, it just all came down on her, and she got crushed
all at once.
And now she's like a whole different person. She's on medication, and I be trying to tell her to get off that, all that. But moral of the story is, my mom's super smart, but I didn't see that when I was 12. Well, I told when I was young. But when I was like my crucial years, like when you're becoming a man, 12, 13, 14, 15, it's like when you're coming into yourself for real. My mom was, me and my mom didn't have a good relationship then. We still don't have the best one now. But it was, because at the time I didn't understand. I really didn't understand. There was a lot of resentment because I used to think like,
just do it.
I just do it. Just get up and do it. And then I started feeling a little bit of shit. And then when I first started feeling my shit, when I was about 16, I even resented her a little bit more because mine wasn't on that level.
Yeah.
I was just getting experience to it like, a little bit. So I would still power through it, and I still do power through it. But I don't know like
The levels.
I have like I said, I don't have no kids. I don't have a job. My dad wasn't in the house. Like
you can't imagine.
I can't imagine. So it's just I wish I had a more structured learning.
So that's
My mom was the teacher. So my mom read. In school, I was the quickest reader. I was the fastest. I was in school. I was always super smart because my mom made me that way. And I would rather be raised in a more ethically, more real way than a book smart at the beginning. Because I'm like I said,
You're naturally.
I'm naturally smart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That up.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, me and Stephen were kind of flip flop. How in my first, second grade, I didn't get it on this. I didn't get a B till I was like a 7th grade. I didn't get a B. I got all A's. Stephen, on the other hand, probably wasn't. He didn't give a fuck. He was getting suspended every other week. He was on the other hand, but we still right, right. And Jim, like, but
right,
we both end up. We were here where we are now.
Right.
So it's just it's life's really funny. And now we're talking about it, how people come. Like even you ain't even gotten yours, but I'm saying how we all is just
different.
So, but like totally
different, but also the same.
It is.
In a certain way, like
yeah.
I understand.
How
what,
we all come to the same place.
Yeah.
From different.
Right. Or going the same place.
Right.
Like that's for me. Like hearing.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Like hearing like y'all two, and then when you said like it didn't really hit me until you said like, or when you said, well, his parents had 7 kids, and I'm trying to put myself in that. I can't imagine.
And that's what
disciplining 7 kids,
right. And not even to mention
2.
my mom. Like my dad had a whole other family, like 2 other kids with a whole crazy mom.
Yeah,
like that would be crazy.
My dad has 12.
Right.
Yeah.
And like there's been periods of my life where like different sections of my brothers and sisters have lived with me and then not lived with me, ran away. Like it's just sometimes we have a house full. Like I have 5 intermediate brothers and sisters that have always lived with me, but then I have 7 more that have been in and out of our house. Like, and my mom's been like their stepmom. You know? So it's like sometimes we got 8 people living with us. Sometimes we have 5 people. Sometimes we only have 3 people living with us at a time. And then my sisters come back. You know, it's just been crazy.
And then growing up for me, up until I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade, it was just me and my mom.
Right.
Like she had me when she
was that crazy when she had Nigel? Like so you could
you were able.
Nah, I was geeked. I remember being geeked. I remember my mom coming to me.
You were 7.
He was born in 2003, so I was in 3rd grade.
So you
when he was
like
born.
8. Yeah, so you damn sure knew. Like,
and I remember, I vividly remember her calling me. I was playing the game. I was playing Superman on my Nintendo 64, I swear. She called me in her room. She said, Bub, I want to tell you something. I'm like, what? She was like, you're going to have a little brother. And I remember being geeked. And she was like, you're going to have to watch, like, you know, whatever.
Right,
I just remember the talk of being like, I need you to be good for blah, blah, blah. But my point was, I would discipline myself I would discipline my kids probably almost exactly the same that my mom disciplined me. Because though I say I got beat, when I'm saying beat, I'm using it loosely. But nah, for real got disciplined, but I vividly remember every single time. Because I was not a bad kid, that all those times stick out to me.
Right. It wasn't like you was getting your ass beat every week.
Right. And it's just because I was not bad.
Right.
But any minor thing that I did, slight. Now, she wasn't like somebody like, if I put this in the wrong spot. It was more so like if I ever lied, I knew it was raps. I knew if I ever tried to do something sneaky, like even the slightest bit, raps. If I told a slight fib, it was raps. Even like she didn't like stuff like that.
Do you also understand and do you think that the dynamics of your parenting experience is different because, like, was it always a single? Like I know.
Yeah, for the most part until my brother, his dad.
You never lived with your dad.
When I was probably 4.
And you was your mom and him?
Yeah. Oh. But it was a few months, I remember.
Yeah. See, because, like, I feel like, obviously that changes it just by having another person. But also, there's a and I'm sure Hunter can attest to this because I think I've seen it just being over his house, that sometimes, like, when you have two parents in the house, sometimes there's periods where one of the parents are overcompensating sometimes, and the other parent is disagreeing with the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then
nothing
changes.
really kind of gets resolved
Sometimes shit. Yeah. Like sometimes
you know
like
you can get away doing this with this one, or you can.
Yeah, and sometimes my mom felt like my dad was being too hard on me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then your mom overcompensates with her love.
That makes sense.
And,
I only heard one thing. And
exactly.
It was law.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was law. There was no other. If I ever went to another cousin's house, the conversation before we got out of the car was, "Hey, I know they do X, Y, and Z,
But you don't do that.
What
you do that. Guess what?
What's the longest you went without seeing your dad? Was your dad like always around?
You mean in my childhood?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't.
There was never a time where your dad.
There was a period. I mean, where we got like evicted and stuff like that. Where there was a period in my life where he had moved with Rashid and him, and he stayed with my uncle Guy in Sherman Courts at those apartments at Sherman Courts.
That's where I remember y'all from.
Apartments. He stayed there, and that's when we moved in with Sonny and them.
Mm.
So like I lived.
Is that where y'all know Jonathan and them from? Because that's how I think I remember y'all from. Stephen McCoy. And
yeah.
That's how I know y'all.
Yeah.
And see, what's funny about you is like our first like 2-3 years knowing, I didn't even know you knew your dad.
For real?
Because you don't talk about your dad at all.
Yeah. But it's no beat. Like
Nah, I know that. I know now. But I'm saying, we was cool and shit. And I was just like, I just assumed because I never heard nothing, and we weren't cool to the point where I'm like, so like that's all, like you have to be cool with someone to like bring that up, bro.
Right.
Like, or it's gonna be awkward. Or it's not gonna tell you anything.
I'm just thinking, was I salty when that happened?
When what happened?
When my dad and Rashid lived together.
You probably would. How old was
Probably
you?
a little jealousy.
Like 5.
Yeah, probably.
Envy a little
your
bit.
little brother and your dad are gone.
But I just wish I could remember. I remember moving, like them. I remember us separating, but I don't remember how I felt.
We don't remember we all played on the AAU team, so
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. But we can wrap up. I would discipline myself the same way. I remember the main things that I remember about my mom, the way that she disciplined me was whenever I would get whooped. You know how cliche people say they always talk to you. Like my mom always made it a point before we would get ready and go do something to always not give a lecture, but like
full housed you.
She full housed me. She full housed me after I would get beat. That's why that meme when it's like have you ever gotten whipped and smell faint smell of spaghetti?
Bruh.
Like I remember that because my mom would come in with a plate of spaghetti and talk to me about why I got whooped. Don't do this again because this is what's going to happen again. I love you. And then one of the other things too, and I think this might go to the reason why I work so hard. I vividly remember when my mom was going to Clark State. I probably was in like first grade, and she was in class with. I would have to go to class with her. I would sit in the back of the class, and her professor was super cool. He would give me candy and stuff. And I remember this one time he came up to me and was like, you keep being good. Like, your mom's going to be a nurse, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just remember thinking, like, that's dope. But then I also remember a few years later, my mom crying because she couldn't finish school because stuff just got too hard. Because it was just her and me. And, like, so it's just stuff like that sit with me to where it's like I always saw my mom work hard, and I always knew, like, don't play with her.
You know what I also think about sometimes is like how many of those whoopings and stuff were out of like how many of those do my parents regret? Because I think like 99% of them they regret because
I bet parents definitely look back like, damn, I probably should have.
Right, because a lot of them are just out of
anger.
Because I catch myself with Moses.
We're
like,
people.
I do it out of and I like catch myself and I'm like.
Right. Hey, you know what?
I know my parents are in there. I know my parents are in their parenting bag when they're lecturing me or when they're like my dad. Hunter knows, but my dad will talk for hours.
Son,
literally,
hours. You deliberately disobeyed me.
Type shit. And like you're just like rolling your eyes, like, oh my god, like can I leave?
Nah, I fuck with him.
Hey, you know what's funny though? Have you ever seen that another meme? Memes are the most hilarious thing in the world. It was like, I know. So I wonder if judges go home sometimes and lay in bed like, I ain't have to give him 30 years.
I didn't see that shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Though.
That's fucked up.
I didn't really have to give him
I was just mad that day.
I know. Can you imagine being a judge and waking up on the wrong side of the bed?
Man, that's why I can't be a judge. 'Cause I wake up on the wrong side.
but imagine really laying in bed and be like,
and like the way I look at people, I'm like, you should have done it.
Right.
30 years.
30.
Did I really have to give him? Did I really have to give him 30 years? 30 years. That's
somebody's life.
Hunter, that's a big extreme.
Yeah, you're playing with somebody's life.
But you can't take it back.
Speaking of fucking that, Judge Judy fucking retired. Thank God.
I saw that. You know, she was like the most paid.
Yeah. She got that new ass.
Person.
Yeah, but Judge Judy was a legend.
Yeah, I would never do.
You wouldn't have said shit to her in her courtroom.
That's not the same.
Okay, you would have, and you got checked.
Like, come on, put respect on my name.
Checked.
I will check Judge Judy. I will put her in her.
Put her in my court.
I see
She's charging for contempt. Get the fuck out of here.
Judge Judy is the type of people he eats up.
Yeah, she'll
because they going back and forth.
Yeah, she'll have a long day with me.
Yeah, but she'll put him in ass in contempt.
No,
so you say one more word, and you're getting locked in jail.
And I say you can't.
Yeah,
do
you
that.
can.
Judge Mathis would rip him up.
That's not what she did.
Judge Mathis would have a field day.
I see all through this shit.
Judge Mathis or Judge
That's a
Brown.
fake television.
Fake
Fuck
ass
this
shit.
camera.
I'll start fucking shit up.
I'm not calling shit up.
She would be salty.
And you're next, bitch.
Right. She would be so salty. All right, that's some. I want some chicken wings.
Wow, here he goes. Man, hurry up. He's getting in that bag.
But damn, that's crazy. It's gonna hard to.
We're not
transition. I mean, yeah, it was a dope conversation.
Let's go. So we got to keep up with it.
I think we already asked our questions. I think this has been really good and productive. Fact.
Because this is funny to me because this makes me think of that Rick and Morty episode. The human memory has been shown to be incredibly unreliable. With that in mind, how do you know which of your memories are genuine and which have been altered or made up? That was like the episode on Rick and Morty where
Morty's mind blowers.
Yeah, where Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I have some memories right now.
Right?
Oh no, yeah, you're talking about the one where
everybody's in the room. And he's like, "There's 4 of us in here," and there's like 30 of them.
Yeah,
like that's hilarious. That episode would mess me up because it's like.
No, but I remember.
I can't trust nobody. Yeah. That's also like the.
It's like no, we had these memories.
That's also like the SpongeBob episode with Sandy.
That was made up.
When they had the aliens on the moon.
You never had no. Facts. Well, I've had a lot of memories when I was younger.
How long have you been an alien?
Memory or a dream?
I know.
I don't know. I literally don't.
It'd be fucking me up.
There's a few of them. I can't think.
There's one that I need answers on, and I brought it to my mom. She's like, that never happened. I'm like.
Yeah, there's some that I
got burned by an iron. There was when I was in third grade. I was dancing around an iron, dancing. My mom was ironing something. She got up out the room. I was dancing around it, and it fell over on my foot and burned me. And I vividly remember my foot burning and my mom picking me up and carrying me. But this is how vivid the memory is I had on a blue onesie, and you know those swimming shoes that you would wear?
Yeah.
I had on those, and she put it over me, and it burned my foot, and I took it off and threw it out the window. That's how vivid the memory. My mom was like, that never happened.
Yeah, I have vivid memories like that, and I honestly don't know if it's a dream or not. But yeah,
I've asked people this before, like, are we alive? Because I have.
Are we alive?
No, because I don't know. I remember on Limestone Street, I remember having this small room, and I remember not waking up, like, to go to school. I remember being, like, seeing myself. I don't know if it was a dream. Take y'all's point. Right. I don't know if this was a dream or if or are we really dead and, like, this is my death and y'all are just like figments of it. Like, are we alive? Can y'all vouch for me?
I got you. Yeah.
That like this isn't my experience of y'all and like y'all are in my
No, I'm
death.
alive.
I'm alive. So you have your own experience.
I told you earlier, my feelings are way more important than yours.
Yeah, but what if this is all?
I know. When you think about like this, just a matrix.
Like because like I remember not waking up. Like they were trying to wake me up for school. Fuck this, because I don't want to talk about it.
I'm alive. I want you to know.
Yeah,
but but that don't mean nothing to me because what if
I couldn't be this conscious in your dream?
That's true.
Or could you?
But this would be a long dream.
Yeah.
And
because that happened.
Elon Musk talks like he's retarded.
Well, that's because he's in a simulation. He's a robot.
You're retarded in his simulation.
I can tell.
I really don't think he's like something.
Yeah, I'm not opposing. I watched this Joe Rogan thing for the first time today.
Oh, for real? Is your first time watching it?
Yeah.
I watched that. That was probably one of my favorite ones because he's so intriguing. It's like I be looking for the nervous twitch.
He is, but I hate because after everything Joe said, he was like pause for 5 seconds and like.
But then he'll hit you back with some like.
And then he would answer a question so dry, like he'd like Joe,
like it's law.
So you don't think it's like the craziest thing that AI's coming? He'd be like,
could be.
Yeah.
Because what he's trying to do,
I'm like,
in his head, right.
Tell us if we're in the Matrix.
But in his head, he's trying to remember, like, wait, did I program that in there?
I know. He's off. Something's off.
Yeah, he is off.
No, I didn't.
Every question, my new question, he had to like for real think about.
He's a robot.
Yeah.
But I just believe I'm too consciously aware of, like, I don't know.
For this
AIs won't have, I have a conscience.
Right.
But what if y'all didn't wake up one time? Like, what if we didn't wake up from one of our dreams? Would we know from one of our sleeps? Like, what if I'm faking y'all's? This is all fucked up.
I don't know, but how disgusted would you be if like y'all was snapping me and y'all just couldn't? If I didn't wake up for work one day and like there was nowhere to be found, you in my room, I was just dead still. That'd be so disgusting.
I hate that we're talking about this because one of the questions,
just like laying down,
one of the questions that I wrote in here,
I like no one talking for 2 days.
One of the questions that I wrote in here and I deleted it because I didn't like
disgusting.
it. One of the questions I wrote in here in our thing, but I deleted it before we came here because I didn't like it was I wanted each one of us to say what we would say at our funeral.
Damn it, bitch.
And I deleted it out.
I'm not gonna be able to talk at your funerals, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now.
No, I need
because you figured out how crushed you'll be.
And y'all know how I am. Like I don't talk about like I said, I don't say hello. I say.
Hey, imagine Hunter doing that at my funeral. Getting the mic and saying,
"Oh, Shane knows what it is." I'll be like, "Well, Shane."
That's what you would go up to his open.
Because y'all know what it is. Like I can't. I'm not good at.
Shane knows what it was, what it is, and what it could be.
Even I'm not good with. I'm like sorry like that. Even perfect example. That when I was trying to introduce Kobe, and it was pathetic. I didn't know what to say.
When you were trying to what?
Remember when you was like, cut that shit out. We're not doing that.
Oh yeah.
I was literally just like, he's dead.
That was awful.
I don't know how to like. I can't do that.
You don't know how
when
to
I'm
get to your emotional side yet.
Not when I'm crushed. No, if I do, I'm gonna start crying, and I'm not gonna be able to. Y'all ain't gonna be able to understand me.
Right, and you're trying to suppress that, but the best way to do it is let that shit flow. Like
nah. Well, if I was at one of your funerals, I'm assuming that I'm gonna be crying regardless. Yeah. So it's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm already gonna be crying.
But I don't know. I hope to God. It just depends on how y'all die. I hope to God I get to the point where, like, by the time it's y'all's funeral time, like, I had done my grieving, and it's a celebration. It's, like, more so. But I guess when I start talking, I'll be crushed. Especially depending on the way people die.
Yeah.
That's more so.
Not mine.
If you
but
go
mine's like
if you let a coconut take you out or a walnut, you'll hear from me.
But mine's more.
I won't let you.
like you. I can just see you.
I already told you. If I die on
Shane,
some bullshit, tell everybody I'm mad.
No, I can already see.
I would be mad as fuck.
He's like, Shane went out.
Mad right now.
You mean to tell me you went out by a coconut?
That's
like look at the casket and just
like you're pathetic.
Put on my casket. I'm pathetic.
And I want my $75 from our bet.
That's what I'm saying.
Because a coconut took you out the game. Man. What Richard Sherman said? If I'd have known the coconut was going to take him out, me and my team would have been packing up early.
Real shit, bro.
Put that whack ass coconut on me.
But mine's more win. Like, I feel like I'd be a lot more accepting if we're all.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If we're 70 years old.
If we're 70 years old, I'm cool.
Well, I'm not going to be cool because it's still going to be. That could be, like I told you, I see my grandpa and his best friend. They were best friends for like 50 years. And, like, it was his best friend was my uncle, my dad's uncle. And he wouldn't eat. Like, he was in the hospital and he wouldn't, like, he was just done. He wanted to die. They kept trying to feed him. He's like, I'm cool. My grandpa went up and talked to him and was like, trying to get him to eat. They didn't know who else to call, so they called him. And he was like, nah, and they both broke down. He was like, it's my time. Like,
crushed.
I'll never want to come to that talk.
Yeah, I hope I don't gotta go out like that.
Yeah. Even though that's kind of the way you want to go out when you're 70 years old on your deathbed. Like,
Is it?
Because
I picture that being in a nursing home or something. I don't want to be in a nursing home.
Well, he was in a hospital. Like,
or a hospital. Like, I don't want to be somewhere where I'm
so what do you want to do? Go out in a blaze of glory like Tupac?
Yeah, I would guess so.
No, stop. I really, especially after
the thing
Kobe,
about me is once I'm dead, I don't care. Y'all gonna be crushed.
Yeah.
Not me.
No,
I'm gonna be dead.
I don't like Kobe, bro.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
neither.
even talk about it because that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
You see, like Vanessa suing them for like.
I saw that. Yeah.
What'd they say?
She's suing. I don't know.
It was like
she's citing them for a whole bunch of things, but one of them was something that
neglect. It was something neglect.
Yeah,
no, that
negligent.
Negligent, but she's also suing them for. It was something new that, like, I heard it on Jonah's podcast that people never heard of. She's suing them for damages, like she called it pre-death
she's gonna get money back for everything that he was about to do.
No.
I heard that.
That too. But I'm saying she's suing them
dope.
for negligence and all that stuff. But you know how you can sue for pain and suffering.
Yeah.
She's suing them for Kobe and them's pain and suffering for she called it pre-death realization.
What they went through.
Because it said right before they smacked, she's suing them for the images they had, or like the realization that they were all getting ready to die, which is crazy. That's crazy.
Fix your mic.
Yeah.
I would be sorry though if I got sued for that. If I'm the company,
of course.
I would be so mad I got sued for that.
Of course you are.
Like,
good. I would have to go bankrupt. And
but imagine you own that company and that comes across your desk. Like, you're getting sued for everything that they say. It's like,
I know.
What?
I know.
So I'm about to lose my company? Okay.
No, fuck them.
Wow.
For real.
That's crazy.
Well,
RP to Mamba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. I'm
Keep
gonna say that
keep crossing up these swines out here.
I'm gonna say that every single podcast from now on.
I think it could be.
Every single podcast.
I'm getting a Mamba tattoo.
I'm getting you a Kobe jersey.
I know what I'm getting. I already know what I'm getting. And what's crazy is, I mean, you probably, I don't know if I've ever told you, but I've always wanted a Dolphin, Ohio State, and a Dolphin, Ohio State, Lakers. I already had something drawn up that I was about to get a couple years ago. It's them three logos, like into one. Because y'all know me, I'm gonna be a fan for them from until I die. So
the triangle offense type.
It's gonna be like that. But I already know I'm getting Kobe. I'm getting all around my shit a snake with the. I already know. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, man.
Keep crossing up Oprah.
Cool, man. That was a good podcast.
That was a good podcast. That was one of our most personal.
Oh, stop.
It was. Yep. And we need to be a little bit more.
Have y'all felt cut open on this podcast?
Yeah,
cut open?
I know I have for sure. But
I'll be cutting y'all open.
Cut
Give
open.
me my motherfucking credit.
Cut open. No, I've seen Stephen. That was the second time I've seen him.
The only time I've ever seen him cut open for real was
being cut open. I make y'all cut open. Is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that.
Stop it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
The way that your brain works, like literally.
Y'all got me
Like,
so fucked up,
like
man.
anyway.
This is the shit I be talking about, man. All right.
It literally baffles me.
All right. You know, when I'm dead, I'll get my just due. That's all.
Not that just.
If you thought I'm saying that at your funeral,
Right.
yeah, Stephen was one of the only people that could cut me open, man.
I would hope you wouldn't say that. That's pathetic.
And anything I say now,
I make y'all more transparent.
No, you do bring a certain.
I make y'all look
That's
at it.
why
from a
that
different
one
lens.
podcast when you was off, I was like, nah, I'm not, because it's not gonna be a good podcast. You definitely bring a certain level of. You bring a dope dynamic to the podcast because you're so. For me, number one, whenever you're off, I'm off because you're so polar opposite of me. So now it's just me and Hunter. I'm talking to Bland Man, and it's not working.
Great, man.
So I will give you your credit to that. You do bring an interesting dynamic to the podcast that we need.
I don't.
The podcast will not run without troubles.
Okay, but that ain't what I'm asking.
But you don't cut me open. There's been one time on this podcast where I was cut open about to cry. That wasn't because of you.
Yes, it was. I know exactly which one it was.
I do too.
But
I think
when you
everybody
say
does.
shit like that, I think it's crazy because I think
Because y'all don't understand that I intentionally pull that out of y'all.
So you
That is
made
my
me
gift.
cry when I was reading her post.
Oh, that ain't that one.
That's the one.
Fuck that one.
That's the one.
Oh, this shit.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
is bullshit. I was thinking.
What other time was I about to cry?
Okay, we're miss. You weren't about to cry, but I thought I really got to you. The one where we were talking about it wasn't moving. It was random scenarios happening, like the finance one.
That was me cut open. That was me ready to knock your head off.
Exactly.
I don't remember.
No, but I'm talking about cut open. Like it hurts to talk about. That's cut open.
Yeah, but there was times in that episode that me and you went back and forth on our personal experiences where I was low key salty and you was low key.
But that's a different salty. That's me. I can't understand the way you're thinking, and the only way I know how to react now is fight.
Nah, that was that was the overall thing. But when you were telling your personal experience on why you felt the way you felt.
Oh yeah. I will give you that. Yeah, there were because I had to go deeper and darker into
all
it.
Right, then.
But that was because I had to prove a point. Which I'm giving you your credit because I'm saying you get that out of me.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'm not.
That's all I'm saying, and I'm saying that.
But you sound like you. But he tried to make it sound like I put this here to make you say. No, we were in the heat of the moment.
Exactly, and that's what I do because I take the argument there because I don't let it be a basic argument.
Who got it out of you then?
You did.
Okay.
You did.
But it's the same.
You did.
It's not because I said this. No, Stefan was going to do that. That's how your
argument could have been real dry if I wouldn't have tried to make you see it from the other. If I wouldn't have took it to the extreme, like Hunter said, sometimes I take it to the extreme.
For sure. That's why I said this podcast needs you. Otherwise, it'd be me and
you say that to
Sandman.
me, it don't make sense. It really don't. I don't see how it makes sense because the same way you're looking at it is the same way I look at it. That's how I look at it with you.
Have you ever gotten heated on this podcast?
He hasn't, but I can get.
Whether you can or not, do you think that I don't think that I can get you like that?
No,
you're too even kill.
No.
You don't care enough. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, y'all all right. Because I don't listen to fools no more. I think that's what it is.
No, you're better at it now. You're different now.
Because I just be so if it's too hard to explain or I really don't like arguing,
just stop
I'll just be
talking.
like, all right.
No, can I have? Okay, yes, you can get it out of me. What I'm saying is, by nature, I don't know if you're like that. Would you? Where can we go with
You
that?
need to. I don't know if we can hear you.
I don't know what you.
Okay, naturally. I'm trying to pinpoint.
First off, you should know I can get whatever I want out of any person whenever I want.
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm saying let's.
I'm going back to your will and your desire.
Yes,
too.
or let's go back to our friendship, like the beginning. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to remember. Maybe you can remember one of our first deep talks, and I'm saying you probably can say. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you had our deep talks with other friends?
No.
I can.
Not.
I'm talking about pre-me.
Pre you. So before I was 13.
Because it kind of alludes back to what we were talking about earlier with your parenting.
Not
and
on
stuff
some
like that.
subjects.
So my point being is that do I feel comfortable? I think what I'm saying is like naturally I've had those conversations. The same conversations I have with you, I've had with my family members. Mm-hmm. Some days we stay up till 3 o'clock, like me, you, and Shane do, my whole family, and we have these type of conversations. So that's just how I've always been. I haven't always had a friend that I can talk to about that stuff. I've always had family. You've been one of the one friends that I've had that I can't have. Like I told you, I don't have these talks with Felix. You know, I can have them with you. So in that way, you do get it out of me. You don't get it out of me, but I can conversate with you because you get it. But I'm saying I think I brought that out of you.
Okay, but
that's what I'm saying.
Whether you did or not, but that could be a good point. But now reverse what you just said to my situation.
Okay, help me.
You just said that you didn't have no friends to.
No, I didn't say no friends.
No, you said you had family to talk about it, but you never had a friend.
No, not never.
Okay.
Not never. I've like any of my. I've had conversations with other friends that I have with you, just not as often because I've never had a friendship expand that long.
Now, what if I never had a friend before who I talked about that stuff with?
But why? But I got your point. But I'm saying, is that more so because of you or them? I'm saying the dynamic in me has always been the dynamic in me. I don't believe the dynamic in you now has always been the dynamic in you. Hence, to your conversation earlier, the way you were raised.
Yeah.
You looked at stuff differently than you look at it now. So back then, you probably looked at stuff kind of oblivious or kind of.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I never was that guy. And some stuff, you know, I give you credit with stuff you put me onto. But I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, how I still look at things. That's why I feel like that. Why, like I be telling you, that's why I feel like in my whole family, I had to grow up because I had to learn a lot of shit on my own. Right. I didn't talk to granted, it's kind of weird because it's the opposite. You talked to them about it, but I always had it in me, but I didn't really have no one to talk to it about.
Right, you felt.
I didn't really talk to like my friends who I kicked it with. They really wasn't. But Damien, you know, he can attest to. Damien don't even talk about that, but I was the weird kid in school who would always talk about that stuff. He can literally attest to that. All my friends from Columbus, they just didn't do it. So when you're younger and you want to talk about that shit and you realize your friends, you start picking up that they don't talk about it. Like so you adapt to your environment. You adapt to, Shane don't really fuck with talking about that for real. So let's see our common interest and let's fuck with that.
Right.
When you're in second, third, fourth, fifth grade, you know what I'm saying? So you was one of my first close friends who we talked about it and we understood. We were on the same page, same, you know. when other people they just didn't or same interests.
Just know.
So that's why I feel like I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying in my brain, I'm thinking
the same way.
You're right. And I think I think how I can get anything out of anybody whenever I want anyway. I think that's my talent.
Is that all of our narcissistic ways?
No, I proved it upon occasion.
But no, you can't. That's still being narcissistic.
Testified.
You can't say that.
Whenever I want.
I've never seen you got out of him. I mean, that doesn't mean it hasn't happened, but
Get what out of him?
he knows
whatever you want out of him.
He knows.
But that doesn't mean that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, but I'm saying it depends what I want to get out of him. That's what we don't.
He knows how to maneuver.
I can say little words. He even be picking up on shit. That's why it's funny. But them are just like real small. But I'm saying if there's something I really want to talk about or something like that, it's going to be talked about, and it won't. Yeah. And I'm usually not a person to just come down, and sit down, like, oh, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna
find a way.
Find a way real quick. It's gonna be pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks it's.
But sometimes, but this is my thing with you. Is like you see it as smooth. But people that know, and it's like, okay, he wants to talk about this.
Okay, duh. But you think that we don't know all your tricks? You don't think I know all his tricks?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it don't work on people that know. They just don't care about talking.
Let me tell y'all something.
No, it still works.
That's not what I'm saying.
Y'all don't know it works.
People
you
out there
know what I'm doing.
People don't know. People, y'all don't study y'all's friends how I study my. Like he's saying, he knows his friends. He said he knows his friends. Like, what happened to the days? Like I know, I be knowing how to get shit out of people, and like all my close friends and stuff like that, I can read them like a book. Mm-hmm. I think friendships nowadays,
any close person, I'm to. Period. Any close, because I'm an observer. If I'm around someone for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, I'm going to observe some shit that you did or you didn't, or just the way, just everything. The way your cheeks got red that one time you said that, so I embarrassed you a little bit. Just living for real. I'm
I'll be remembering shit. Yeah.
Me too, all the time.
I think,
and like a middle school.
Yeah.
So it was pathetic. The fuck am I gonna talk about them? Robbing houses and shit. But yeah, it's a good podcast, brethren. Yeah. I don't understand. I be having to pee for the podcast. Like I'm about to go piss for 5 minutes, y'all.
Yeah, it's wild.
And he's not lying.
5 minutes.
Wow. Did y'all went to? Well, never mind. It's not February no more. I didn't know if we were making that a trend or what, but
you know, what I kind of want to do.
I was just getting ready to say something that's gonna get me killed. Thank you.
Well, what I kind of want to do is in that thing, and this could be corny, and I don't want to do it because Joe and them brought it up, but I do like the fact that they be. Ours don't gotta be black.
Well, acknowledging somebody at the
end.
Yeah, but Everyday Struggle be doing that too.
Do they?
Yeah, and I've been seeing other people do it. Well, they was doing it for Black History.
Yeah.
So we don't gotta do it for Black History.
Mine was just gonna be.
I'm just glad to say.
Who people who shaped us, because like I said, a lot of
I like that.
We aren't the most personal on this podcast yet. Like we're getting there, but if we give it a little bit, like people who shaped us, we
just have to have more
know
topic.
3 of yours, but I'm sure there's more. Y'all know some. We all know a couple people, but I'm sure there's more than 3 people that you looked up to.
So y'all would say that,
and we can just keep going it for maybe 10, 20, just whenever. Just
so stop at 2.
And then right. Nah,
no,
I'm stop at that. But
I'm joking. Nah, but
so I'm the most predictable.
Huh?
I'm the most predictable.
I'm
the one that my character is the most defined.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. Yeah. I want to be like the Dark Knight. I just want to be mysterious.
Remember when I said
But I think we're all already solid. Like I think there's been enough. We got what 40 episodes now of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm about to throw.
If you haven't had your character identified in 40 episodes, that's over people who are watching, 50 hours of you talking.
The people who are watching, they know.
Yeah,
I knew he was gonna say. Yeah, they know.
That's bullshit. Yeah. I never want to be that guy. I never want to be DJ Academics.
Yeah, he's
or
the
Wayno. Wayno's the worst. No, it's like, nigga, I know what your points is every time.
But when you give people hours and hours, remember I put in there know-it-alls content.
Just know-it-alls.
Know-it-alls. That's alone. So that don't count the 16 episodes of leftovers.
Not close to being a master.
That's true. It's not even close.
We need hours it takes to be
10,000, boy.
Yeah. But
yeah, this was a good one.
It was good.
This was a good one. Bounce back.
If nothing else, I like conversations like this because
these are the ones we have off air, though.
For sure.
It kind of is.
And this is what pisses us off.
Yeah.
The moment we turn these cameras off, we've had no bullshit, like the craziest conversation.
I'm gonna start secretly recording this.
But that's how I kind of wanted to do this.
I was showing Shane. Remember it was just me and you, like when you still
tried to set up the
I have like so many videos on my shit right now that are pathetic. pathetic. Some that are just like sitting here like, 'cause I thought we were gonna get a piece of content. It's like I never even watched them. I literally never watched them.
I got like same shit. It's so pathetic.
Yeah. But nah, these conversations like this are my favorite because I don't care if it wasn't a good a good podcast. Like I feel
good. Yeah.
Or there was some stuff that both of y'all said tonight where I'm like, I didn't even think about it like
it was a good talk.
Interesting. Felt like you went to church today?
Yep.
And, and thank you for everybody who who still does watch and are consistent fans. And do we have fans?
I don't know. We have fans. We have viewers. Though. We have people that rock with us.
We have support.
But there's definitely some girls that hit me up and said they want to be on the podcast.
Well, good. So, we need the female. We need the female aspect here because I'm usually the one that has to take their side.
Yeah, you're the female.
I'm actually inspired. We actually inspired 3 girls I know to start a podcast.
Word?
Yeah.
That's
Thank
swag.
God.
That's really swag. I like that.
Thank God. Please do it because we
can do a collab.
Yeah, we can do a collab, and I just want to hear. I just want to hear the female podcast around the town.
And
I just want to see. I just want to see how y'all think. Because I think I know, but I just want to see y'all conversate.
I knew you was going to.
I want to see how y'all give it up. I will say in closing, now that Black History Month is over, I am so glad I can shit all over the box and Roddy Ricch. That shit is so trash. I am so tired of that. That song has been number 1 for 8 weeks.
The song's annoying. Roddy Ricch ain't trash.
No, Roddy Ricch ain't trash, but that song is the worst song. 8 weeks?
Yeah.
How come he gets an 8-week hit, but J. Cole can't? Like, I'm just so fed up.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
And that concludes episode 21 of the Know-It-Alls podcast.
Yeah, this is the Know-It-Alls. This is your humble and gracious host, Shane.
No, 007.
No, that's 007. Movie's getting ready to come out here in a couple weeks. We got to go see that.
No Time to Die. 3.
Yes. This is your host. What do we call you?
His name's Joe.
Why do we call him Joe?
I don't know anything.
Because his middle name's Joseph.
Big Dick Joe.
Facts. No, not facts to that. I wasn't saying facts to that. Fuck no, that's disgusting. I was saying facts to your middle name being Joseph, but I know y'all don't believe me because it's like, how wouldn't you know his middle name was Joseph? So now you're saying facts to Joe.
No, don't try to go.
No, that was just wrong timing. I had no idea he was getting ready to say that.
He's coming all the above. Fuck! I got a piss. It's out of here.
All right, I'm Troublesome. This is The Leftovers.
Oh
my God!
This is awful. This is awful.
I like this ending. This ending's pathetic, and I like it.
Okay, this is the Know-It-Alls. This is episode 21. Peace, love, and all the above.
Oh my God.
So now you're Marcus.